Hi, this is Shane Davis from Youngstown State University, here with Figure It Out Baseball. Today we're going to talk about some catching. Catching, something that's very near and dear to my heart. I was a catcher my entire playing career. In the first half of my coaching career, I worked solely with catchers. Now, we're going to be doing something a little different than what you would expect with catchers. You could do all the drills that you want. If you don't have proper flexibility in your hips, back, potentially ankles, you're always going to struggle receiving certain pitches, especially pitches low and pitches a little bit off your body frame to your throwing hand side. So today we're going to go through some daily stretching routines that you could do in addition to your movement prep that will help you to maintain and increase your hip and ankle mobility and flexibility. First stretch we're going to do is a simple twist. In order to do it, I'm going to place both my shoulders on the ground, keep my shoulders on the ground as long as possible, and bring one foot across my body to the opposite hand as far as I can. Now keep in mind as you're doing these, you want to do them to the point of stretch, not necessarily to discomfort or pain. With each of these stretches, I'm going to go through a little bit more quickly, but we want to hold for about 10 seconds. They're all static stretches. Next thing we are going to do is stolen from yoga. It is just a cobra pose. So in order to do it, I'm just going to put my feet together behind me, hips on the ground, lock out my elbows. I should have a big chest, kind of like a cobra. Looking at it from the side, now in between, we could always steal from yoga and go to a child's pose to kind of stretch ourselves out, reaching out, pushing our butt back. Next stretch, again, stolen from yoga, is going to be a frog. In order to do it, I'm going to get my knees in line on a right angle with my hips and my feet directly behind. You can see my toes sticking out, and all I'm going to do is push my pelvis, my hips, into the ground. Again, as far as you can without too much discomfort. You should feel a stretch in your groin and on the outside of your hips. And you could also rock back to increase the groin in it. Looking at it from the side, knees in line with my hips, feet directly behind, pushing into the ground, and then rocking back and sinking into my groin a little bit. Last two stretches we're going to do are a butterfly stretch modification. I'm going to get my heels on the ground underneath me, similar to if I were squatting. And there's two variations I could do. I could just push out on my knees with my elbows, or I could come in similar to if I'm praying, get my elbows on the inside part of my thighs and push out by lowering my wrists. Again, hold that. You should feel it in your groin. Now from here, the last modification we're going to do, simply put my hands on the ground and rock forward, letting yourself kind of go limp and using gravity to push your knees outward with your elbows. As you get good at it, you could do a tripod, just putting your head on the ground and rocking forward. Looking at this from the side, and the tripod. Again, these are stretches that could be done in addition to any movement prep that you do. They're going to help you inside your hips in order to be able to get down. Again, you can do any drills that you want. If you're not able as a catcher to give a low target to get down, and to be able to move a little bit, whether you're on 2 feet or you're down on a knee. It helps you to be able to sink and to be able to move this way. And these stretches are going to help if you do them every day. Again, this is Shane Davis with Youngstown State University here with Figure It Out Baseball. Thanks for joining me.